Good evening, you are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Sultanate confirms that the Golan Heights are Syrian land occupied by Israel. The Sultanate and the European Union agree to enhance commercial partnership within the Comprehensive Convention of Air Transport. The Excelling at Rendering Governmental Services Forum urges governmental units to strengthen innovation culture in facilitating transaction procedures. And around 30,000 seats are announced by the Higher Education Admission Centre for the academic year 2019 to 2020. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. The Sultanate confirms that the Golan Heights are Syrian land occupied by Israel. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs clarified that the US President's decision does not change this fact, which is contrary to international law and does not help to achieve stability in the region. The first round of talks between the Sultanate and European Union countries discussed the Comprehensive Convention on Air Transport in order to obtain additional air traffic rights for the Sultanate and European countries. The meeting discussed strengthening aspects of commercial partnerships between Oman Air and Salam Air and air companies from European countries. The agreement aims to boost economic and touristic movement between the Sultanate and EU countries, in addition to increasing the volume of commercial exchange. This will be achieved through operating additional flights. The round of talks, which are held in Muscat, coincide with the active flow of commercial airplanes through the Sultanate's airspace. Within the framework of the official visit of His Excellency Syed Badr bin Saud bin Al Busaidi, Minister responsible for Defence Affairs to Japan, His Excellency and the official delegation accompanying him visited the Advanced Defence Technology Centre. His Excellency, the Minister responsible for Defence Affairs and the accompanying delegation were briefed about the Centre's organisation, capacities and mechanisms, as well as the developed defence technical equipment provided in cooperation with private companies. His Excellency was also briefed about the Technical Researches Department, electronic systems and simulation systems in the Centre, in addition to services and achievements in scientific and research fields provided by the Centre. His Excellency also toured the departments and facilities of the Centre and saw a number of application shows for some of the developed systems and technologies in the Centre. The Sultanate hosts the 19th meeting of the Hydrographic Committee for the North Indian Ocean, which is organised by the Royal Navy of Oman, represented by Oman National Hydrographic Office and the Ministry of Transport and Communications. The three-day meeting aims at activating mutual cooperation among member states, assuring the commitment of the requirements of the International Hydrographic Organization to achieve naval safety, and following up with building abilities, producing naval maps and establishing sound foundations. The opening ceremony was held under the auspices of His Excellency Mohammed bin Nasser Al Rasbi, Secretary-General of the Ministry of Defence. The Information Technology Authority, in cooperation with the Ministry of Civil Service, organised the Excelling at Rendering Governmental Services Forum. The forum was organised at Al Afan Hall at Oman Convention and Exhibition Centre. It aims to strengthen the innovation culture in offering governmental services. It also aims to urge governmental units to facilitate procedures of governmental transactions. According to figures issued by the forum, governmental units in the Sultanate render more than 2,000 e-services. According to the forum, around 66 governmental bodies completed compiling a directory for their e-services. The event was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Khaled bin Omar Al Mahoun, Minister of Civil Service. Still to come in our news bulletin. The first version of the Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises exhibition is launched. back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Ministry of Higher Education, represented by the Higher Education Admission Centre, announced registration at the Electronic Admission Centre for the General Education Diploma and its equivalents for the academic year 2019-2020 to start from April 1st till June 1st. More than 29,700 seats are available for this year in various higher education establishments, governmental, internal scholarship and scholarships offered by the private sector and overseas scholarships. With the aim to come up with new ideas for chemical waste management, a workshop on the safe management of chemical materials and mercury was organised by the Ministry of Environment and Climate Affairs. The workshop reviewed the Sultanate's role in protecting the environment and human health through a system of laws and international agreements. Since mercury is a dangerous element which affects human health and the environment, the Sultanate is one of the countries calling to put in place an international, legally obligating legislation. To contribute to international efforts, the Sultanate announced that it is joining the Minamata Agreement on Mercury, which calls to establish a basic pillar to manage the mercury life cycle and its compounds, besides limiting its spread in the environment. Oman Oil Group and Orpic are preparing to inaugurate the project of improving Sahar refinery at the end of this month. The project will help to improve environmental performance for Sahar refinery and support it to overcome challenges resulting from changing the type and quality of the crude oil mix, enabling the refinery to increase the value achieved from each barrel of crude oil. The project will also contribute to attracting economic benefits, supporting local domestic growth, in addition to supporting local companies and providing around 300 direct jobs and 900 indirect jobs, besides supporting small and medium-sized companies. A ceremony was held in Muscat to mark the launch of the new headquarters building for Qatar Airways. More details in the following report by Salah bin Khalfan Al-Rabi.
Qatar Airways will launch 7 new destinations this year, including a direct flight to Duqm Airport in Al Wusta Governorate. This was announced at the opening of the company's new headquarters building in Muscat.
Oman is an important destination for Qatar Airways, as we operate 7 frequencies a day to Muscat, and we operate 2 frequencies to Salalah, and we operate another frequency to Sohar. For us to be established, the first building here was a very significant milestone in this relationship between Oman and Qatar Airways.
Qatar Airways confirmed that it operates 70 weekly flights to Oman, including 7 daily flights to Muscat, 2 daily flights to Salalah, and a daily flight to Sohar. The company said that it had transported 305,000 passengers and 400 tons of cargo per week through its flights to the Sultanate in 2018. Qatar Airways is witnessing a growth in the number of its flights and fleet. It will spend $88 billion to enhance and increase the strength of its fleet in the coming period to reach 350 aircraft. For the Sultanate of Oman television, Salah bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi, Muscat.
38 Omani companies participated in the first version of the Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises exhibition. The exhibition was organised by National Business Centre in cooperation with the Public Authority for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Development, RIADA. The exhibition also witnessed the inauguration of the first version of the orientation programme, which will continue for 6 months, including the orientation meetings between guided people and beneficiaries from incubated companies, aiming to make improvements for Omani youth entrepreneurs. The exhibition targeted purchasing managers and decision makers in governmental bodies and private sector companies to open new outlets and start working on cooperation with these companies, in addition to providing future job opportunities, especially within challenges faced by start-up companies. With the aim to enhance the use of the latest technologies and e-services in the private sector, the National Life and General Insurance Company launched its new mobile application. The application is the first of its kind in providing insurance services online and presenting easy facilities which help in improving the business environment and achieving development and economic goals. The company vision is to blaze the trail of excellent business practices to international standards to serve customers and to achieve customer satisfaction and benefits for society. It also aimed to provide innovative insurance solutions with a personalised service exceeding the customer's expectations. Under the theme Water, the Secret for Survival, the 9th Oman Globe Environmental Forum witnessed a wide participation from the Sultanate and the State of Kuwait. Salah bin Kaufan Al-Rabi has more details in the following report.
More than 200 students, teachers, educational supervisors and team leaders from all governorates of the Sultanate took part in the 9th Globe Environmental Forum, with the participation of a delegation from the state of Kuwait, representing Globe Kuwait.
In Kuwait, this is the first year that we share in Globe programs. We are sharing with 48 high school students with the 25 schools. The program is new in our country, and we like to share Oman experience in Globe. So we come here in this program to share them and to see how they manage to take the values from the protocols.
It helps kids see what the meaning of biology is, and it helps them want to be scientists when they grow up, and it just helps their intelligence. It's just a way to start for the students, but as for the adults, it helps them see actual nature.
Throughout the current academic year, the students taking part in GLOBE program conducted a number of research projects that dealt with various topics of the program protocols, namely water, atmosphere, soil, and land cover.
I think that GLOBE is very important to me to know about the environment where I live in, and the land, the weather, and the sea, the salty of the sea, and the pH of the water that I drink.
We are here today to take 2 samples from 2 different farms and doing a protocol such as a water protocol and soil protocol, which contain pH, salt of water, and oxygen in the water.
The forum this year was held under the theme Water, the Secret for Survival, highlighting the prominent responsibility of the next generation to sustain and preserve water resources. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi.
The weather analysis in the National Multi-Hazard Early Warning Centre indicates that a trough of low pressure will affect the Sultanate from tomorrow the 27th until Thursday the 28th of March 2019. According to the latest weather charts, the weather will be partly cloudy to cloudy with chances of isolated rains and occasional thunder showers over the governorates of Musandam, Al-Barami, Dahira, North and South Batna, Dakhiliya, Muscat and North and South Sharqiya. Seas will be moderate along the coast of the Sea of Oman, Musandam and Dhofar, with a maximum wave height of 2 metres. The Public Authority for Civil Aviation advises all to take precaution during the rains, not to cross flowing wadis, and check the sea condition before setting out to sea. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear to partly cloudy skies will prevail over most of the governorates, with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the coasts of the Arabian Sea. Winds will be southeasterly to south, light to moderate. Seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 2 metres. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultanate confirms that the Golan Heights is Syrian land occupied by Israel. The Sultanate and the European Union agreed to enhance commercial partnership within the Comprehensive Convention of Air Transport. The Excelling at Rendering Governmental Services Forum urges governmental units to strengthen the innovation culture in facilitating transaction procedures. And around 30,000 seats are announced by the Higher Education Admission Centre for the academic year 2019 to 2020. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.